Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is on this Instagram popular makeup look which has all these cool tone mauve eyeshadows and a nude lip with a gigantic wing liner. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Let's get on to it. So of course I have to prime my skin. I'm using my oldie but goodie Nivea Men shaved aftershave lotion. This is a very good primer and very affordable, and you'll probably have it at your home already. Look in your dad's wardrobe or your husband's or your boyfriend's place. Next, I'm applying a pore minimizing primer from Faces. This is their All Time Pro primer. I'm just patting it, pressing it onto the areas where I get larger pores. For this entire look, I'll be using the Reveal 2 palette from Coastal Scents. I'm starting off by setting my eyelids using that pale white eyeshadow. I didn't use any primer as such. I'm just setting it with a plain white eyeshadow. Starting on with this cool tone mauve eyeshadow in the palette. I'm using it as my transition color. You'll see in this tutorial that the basic steps are going in with one shade darker every time and bringing the eyeshadows a little lower as you go darker. So here you can see a tad darker version of the same transition eyeshadow. I'm going in with that, but a little lower in my crease. So as I go darker with my eyeshadow, I go lower with the eyeshadow placement. And of course this eyeshadow look is all about blending as well. So I'm trying to build the color in layers, not applying like too much eyeshadow in one go. As I'm going with the darkest eyeshadow over here, I'm taking the stiff pointed brush. So this is mostly for color placement. I'll be layering the color using the stiff pointed brush into my outer V and into my crease as well. So what this does is I'm not applying too much eyeshadow in one go, so there's not much of fallout on my cheeks, and also if you layer the color slowly and enhance it according to your will, so you get the exact intensity as you want. It won't be too much or too less for you. And also I have noticed when I layer instead of just packing it in one go, the eyeshadows tend to last a little longer on me. So yeah, once I've placed the eyeshadow with a stiff brush, I'm going in back with my blending brush and blending it out. So this step does take time, but the results are totally worth it. I'm still here, sitting here, blending it out. So of course the deep maroon color was, I thought, would be the darkest color I used, but it wasn't dark enough for me, so I went in with a darker brown eyeshadow. I in fact thought of adding some black as well, but I thought the black would take away from the wine and the maroon and the mauve undertones of the makeup look, so I stick to the cooler brown which is there in the palette. This palette is great, you guys, if you're looking for something which is affordable and the eyeshadow quality is really nice and you have like all kind of formulas over here. This palette is amazing. The only problem is Coastal Scents is not directly available in India. You have to order through the website, you have to pay the shipping, maybe the customs as well, which is a bummer. But if you are still willing to buy this eyeshadow palette, I highly recommend it. For my inner corner and eyelid, I'm using the same eyeshadow that I used on my brow bone. I'm mixing it with a slightly shimmery color as well, which is right next to the first eyeshadow. Moving on to the wing liner, I'm using my Inglot, no, this is not Inglot, this is my L'Oreal gel liner in black. I'm using this Zoeva brush to apply the liner. So as I started with my wing liner, I started to feel that my gel liner was a little dry, so it was not gliding as well as I would want it. Anyway, by choice, I usually go in with a liquid liner to make my wing and a gel liner to apply the other portion of my eyeliner. You don't have to be this fussy, but I have just noticed that liquid liner and the brush of the liquid liner gives me a little more precision compared to the gel liners. You can see over here, even though I'm trying really hard and I'm really raising my eyebrow to lift the skin over there so that there is no tugging or pulling, and still I'm not getting the sharp edges. So I'm using this Sephora liquid eyeliner. Guys, I'm obsessed with this eyeliner. This has the finest brush tip ever. It's so precise, it's so easy to use. If you are new to makeup and you have a Sephora in your city, I highly recommend to use this. It's sad that they don't have a Sephora in every city, but if you can get your hands on it, do give it a try. Don't worry if you're not able to get a very sharp line of the liner over here in this step, because the next step, which is now, I'm using a makeup remover wipe and I'm just sharpening my eyeliner as best as I can. So even if you mess up a little, don't worry, we have a makeup wipe. For the foundation, I'm using this Sephora Hydrating Foundation in the shade, I'm not sure what, tan is it? Yeah, it's matte tan. This shade is perfect for my complexion. It's very warm tone and the foundation is very hydrating. The coverage is medium to buildable, but I love how it looks on me. For the concealer, I'm going with Maybelline Fit Me and Studio West liquid concealer. The Studio West liquid concealer, as you can see, is closer to my skin tone and it has a little bit of peachy undertones which kind of help in color correcting. And the Maybelline concealer, the Fit Me concealer, is in shade Sand. How am I talking today? Is in shade Sand, which is much brighter than my skin. And of course, the Instagram makeup is all about highlighted and contoured skin, so I'm going to layer products. I'm not only using a powder contour or powder highlight. I'll be using a liquid highlight, a liquid contour or a cream contour, and layer it with a powder contour on top so that it's very out there. One thing I would like to tell you guys that this kind of makeup is photo friendly. I'm not sure if you are looking for a non-cakey makeup look, this would be the perfect thing to do, because in person it looks very makeup-y. But if you are going to an event which is like a heavy duty wedding kind of an event, then this kind of a makeup where you have like heavy duty photo ops and flash photography and everything, then this kind of makeup really works. And of course, because we have layered so many products, it tends to stay longer as well. So while I was giving the commentary, I missed the last step. I contoured using the PAC concealer in the shade D12 and blended it out with a stippling brush. Now I'm going to set all my concealed area using the Bharat & Doris translucent loose powder. This powder is amazing, you guys. If you have been looking for a loose powder, translucent loose powder, I really highly recommend this powder. It's available on Nykaa and it's very finely milled. It doesn't give a flashback, so that's amazing. Now to set the cream contoured areas, I'm using this e.l.f. Duo in Saint Lucia. The bronzer is said to be a dupe for the Laguna bronzer from NARS. I don't know for sure because I don't have the NARS bronzer. But this is a great bronzer because it's not very warm tone, so it also works for contouring for me. Of course, now brushing off my bake so that to reveal my smooth, set concealer skin. For my eyebrows, I'm using the Maybelline Brow Drama Pomade Crayon thingy, which has been recently launched. This was my first time using it. I wouldn't say I'm very impressed because it's not very precise. It's a very thick crayon, and especially it's new now, so it still has a little point, but later as you tend to use it, it's going to flatten. I'm not sure how to use it then, maybe with a brush or something, but I was not really pleased with it. So I went on with my eyebrow powder, which is the eyeshadow from Makeup Revolution in the shade Delicious, and I defined my eyebrows with that. Now I'm just tight lining with a black eyeliner. This is from Maybelline. Onto my lower lash line, I'm using the same dark maroon eyeshadow from the same palette, and I'm building it up using a pencil brush slowly but heavily. Does that make any sense? For my eyelashes, I'm using the Ardell Demi Wispies. For my blush, I'm using this Plum Shine blush from the Studio West range. Studio West has some really great products. I don't know why aren't they being talked about on Indian blogs much more, because they deserve much more attention. For my highlight, of course, I'm going with my PAC Baked highlighters because I'm obsessed with them, and of course no amount of the highlighter would be less for this look. I'm going to layer and layer and layer. And yes, I use a powder highlighter in the shade 07. I'm going to set my entire face because we have used so many products and so much powder, you want it all to be melted in your skin. Now for my inner corner highlight, I'm using the same PAC highlight I used on my cheeks. This is a really essential step in my opinion because this is what gives you that doll eye makeup look. For my lips, initially I used the MAC World lipstick, but I found it to be a little too peachy, should I say. So I went on top of it with the Maybelline Lip Gradation in the shade Mauve 1, and then you are done. I hope you guys enjoy this makeup look. This is a close-up of my eyes and then on my entire face. This makeup is really great if you are going for an event or just for your photo ops for your Instagram account. And I really hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys. So please do subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys again soon sometime. So bye bye.